This rivalry re-energizes this week. Center Jake Slaughter, a fifth-year senior who initially committed to FSU, told me that younger players especially had an elevated energy and focus this week in the building here in Gainesville. It was palpable on the field as Florida prepared for this one tonight. You just yelled at your head coach. It's not a rebuild, it's a reload. How did this game embody that attitude?
Just the confidence that we had playing with each other.
UNC won 10 of 12 in the last month thanks to a reminder at Louisville in late April from Jesse Wears-Bicky. The head coach himself is joining us now. Bill O'Brien, year 2. We're on day 6 of practice. Appreciate you having the guys throw the pads on for us. Yeah. What have you seen so far, quality-wise or character-wise, that you are most excited about?
3 overtimes last night.
Perhaps Tulsa took their head coach Eric Konkel's message before last night's game a bit too literally. He said, I told them you want to play as much and as long as you can. And of course he meant here in March, but they were so depleted after that game. However, Wichita State's Kenyon Giles says there is no concern on their bench about how tired Tulsa might be. Giles said it's March, and if they're exhausted, they're not ready to play. Walk me through, I don't know, pick maybe half the three-point shots you hit tonight when you're feeling it like that. What goes through your mind when you release? You just talked with your starting quarterback about his health. He left with a lower left arm injury. Will he play in this fourth quarter? What's the latest, Marilyn? Laura, Brent Venables describes the impact of new offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle and quarterback John Mateer as having come in and healed a wounded part of this Sooners program. Now OU and Mateer are in the exact position that they want to be. Mateer says he was able to come in and be so effective as a leader. He went right back over to the group. You saw the shot there as the Bulls put their small lineup back on the court and said, here's what you're going to do. When they start to offensive rebound, you go like this. And he put his elbows out, kind of twisting his torso, showing these smaller guys how to use their body the way that he does. He says, when you get the board, you can pull it out. If it's your offensive rebound, reset it. They're going to start getting more aggressive. Take your time down low. Isaiah, you told me before the game that you took a lot of pride in your team's ability to defend your home in the paint. You outscored them down low by 4. What does it mean for this team to play this way?
Man, it means a lot.
Running backs coach Shabar Luke told Jaden Ball, keep your feet moving. Don't be afraid to get a piece of some of these guys. He wants his young running back running tougher. Jaden, 1,000 yards on your season tonight. What does that mean to you? I saw Jabbar Jaluk, your running backs coach, embrace you, and you held on to him for a while after that last touchdown. What exactly did he say? Paul Mills told his Shocker team at the timeout, we have to do what we talked about doing today. We have to be tough. We have to remember who they are and who we are. Get more physical down low. From the outside shot perspective, it's the difference maker right now. How do you want to see your team continue to balance that advantage? Bryce Hubbard said his pitches are slipping a little bit out there simply because of the heat, but in his conversation with pitching coach Jimmy Bellinger, the conversation was more focused on the angle of his releases through everything he's thrown to this point. He doesn't seem too concerned by the slippage or the heat. He's still trying to get a good feel for the umpire's strike zone. He looked quickly to Connor Whitaker on the mound. What have you liked that he's done so far?
He's a strike thrower, and Bryce didn't have it.
Oh yeah, they've got Notre Dame coming off of the Irish appearance in the national championship game. So a lot ahead of this Eagles program. Yeah. They don't have any time to kind of hiccup in their sophomore season. What are your expectations for what is ahead? I heard you empower your shooters despite a cold streak from behind the arc. They then hit 4 of their next 6 three-point shots. What other changes did your offense make to enable that efficiency? Aaron Fern emphasized the need for Damani Harrison specifically to have better shots. He said, create more space before you take what you're taking, but I like the toughness. And 2, on defense, if you can't stay with your man to the whole team, you just get back faster. You can't play behind the ball. Godwin says that the biggest disappointment in being swept to open the season was in the deficit of toughness. In particular, Godwin felt his team was not tough at the plate. He said when the moment got big, we gave our at-bats away. The Aggies have talked about being in an SEC championship in Atlanta and in a national championship since fall camp. Finelko says that doesn't happen unless they resist the human nature urge to look past 1-10 Samford today and on to Texas. In addition to a few choice words for Terry Boosie, who was the intended receiver on the interception, Wiggins has been telling Ashton Bethel Roman all day long, you're running your post routes too long. You have to keep them short. Don't go that deep. Your opponent told us that it's not just the physicality of South Florida that will be so tough to beat. It's their tenacity. What does it mean to you that that is the scout of your team this season? How are you able to completely eliminate the Shockers' long-range game to win this title?
Well, it started with Wes Enos cutting Kenyon Giles' water off tonight.
The Heels lead Florida State 3-2. Head coach Scott Forbes with me. How do you feel about your team's approach at the plate to this point? How can your lineup do just that, execute in those even harder moments? You mentioned it, more than 100 yards for Torrey Blaylock. How does that type of run game enhance what you can do down the road? How about this defense denying a touchdown? How do they enable what you do when you're out there?